it is thinking. Woo! And we are officially live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third episode of the Mountain Vision podcast. I'm your host, Matt Barbur, coming to you live here on Facebook with the one, the only, the truly legendary Jono Gross.
Hey, Matt. How you doing today?
I am fan-diddly-tastic. We put out into the world, just like always, a questionnaires saying, hey, ask Jono anything in the world that you want. Anything at all. It can be about your experiences, like a top-level videographer, a top-level photographer, your second car in Colorado, which we're all going to talk about, anything about that. And so I have officially 21 questions, mostly about your mustache. So we are going to we're going to start tackling those questions and kind of jumping in and seeing what people want. What are your expectations? And what are we drinking today? Because I don't remember.
Wig Splitter. So that's from Three Floyds. Pretty good beer.
It is phenomenal.
Coffee stout. I like stouts and sours. That's kind of my jam.
I want to point out this beer. So, like you said, it's Wig Splitter from Three Floyds, and it is pretty much dark roasted coffee. That's it. It's alcoholic dark roasted coffee. I've never had a coffee stout with so much coffee in it.
Yeah, it's
phenomenal.
I like the dark
it's really
stuff.
good.
Guinness, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, Bree from Cafe Fresco should serve this if she doesn't already. She need a liquor license, but it's pretty much pure coffee.
Yeah, it is. It's cool.
So we're going to swan dive into these. You ready, buddy?
Yep.
I love your hat too.
Let's roll.
So we are also monitoring this podcast live in the comments. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments right now, and I will answer them live. This computer right next to me is totally running, and I can see the feed. So let's go. Question number one. We're starting out strong with a business question.
Cool.
And we should point out for everybody watching, let's talk about this first. You handle all photography and videography when it comes to True Mountain drone work.
Yep.
Fully licensed.
Yep.
So you're fully licensed through the FAA?
Yeah. So I'm certified. I took the test about I think a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. Right when True Mountain started, to do those services legally, you have to be licensed to do commercial work. So, if somebody comes to the area like a big production company, the first thing they're going to do is look for somebody who's actually licensed. So, somebody could be the best drone pilot in the world, but if he's not licensed, he can't get hired for that job. So I got that right away, right when we started True Mountain, just so we could offer it legally as a service.
Yeah.
And then after that, we just started learning more about it, all the precautions you have to take, calling airports, and just doing it the right way.
There's a lot to it too. Like I had no idea. Like I've flown a few drones before, but I had no idea. Like you have to have like all of these waivers on file, or else you can get hit with some serious fines and jail time.
Yeah, they started about like $20,000.
Yeah.
So you never want to hire somebody.
So if you are out there
who's
flying
sketchy.
drones, make sure you get your FAA clearance, or the government will stick it to you.
Yeah. They're making it harder now in the remotes to even fly if you're in the wrong area. So
right.
That helps a little bit. But, I just want to do it the safe way just to,
play by the rules a little bit.
Play by the rules. Absolutely.
So we're going into this question with a full understanding, starting question one, of Jono being top-level photographer, videographer. So question number one is, should all businesses have an about video on their website? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd definitely say the homepage is a good place to put it. There's a whole bunch of places you could share it. So once you film this, all the content that you have, you can put it like through different avenues. When you're filming an about video, you're filming an interview with your employees. You're filming testimonials of your clients. So you can cut those into separate videos and share. So it's not like you're really filming one video. There's a lot more content to it. And it's a better way than somebody just reading a message on your Facebook, like, hey, read about us. It's a personal message. You can show what you're doing. You could say way more things in video than, 3 paragraphs.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And just from the social media side, it's easier to link someone to an about video or force someone to an about video rather than have them read this like block of text on a landing page.
Yeah,
like,
and then,
no one's going to read that.
And then after we
Except for your
film,
mom.
after we film and have all the content, then you could cut down, and make commercials and just use that content for tons of other posts.
Exactly. Dope. I love it. What do you charge per hour? Do you want to talk about your rates a little bit?
Yeah, what do I charge for an hour? I know who asked this question. This is my dad. So I'm just going to talk about my dad a little bit.
All right, that's fine. We'll flip the question.
Yeah, he's
Pops,
working.
buckle up.
Well, I know it's his question. So, he's working out in Reno, Nevada. He was there.
Nice.
He's working at the Tesla Gigafactory.
That's sick.
Yeah, and once his job got up, he moved to Seattle about last week. So that's where he's at. And I know that he was working at the Facebook building, the Oculus building out in Seattle. There's a bunch of jobs going out there with some really big company names. And
your dad has a killer Instagram too, doesn't he?
He's got a good Snapchat.
Good Snapchat.
Every single Snapchat starts with, "What's up, all my Snapchat friends?" for every single video.
That's hilarious.
And he's asking by the hour because I know that he's getting paid a good hour out there. So he's just kind of swinging bats with me. But for hourly, we talk about this a lot with pricing and structuring. And, me and John have talked about if you're good at something, you shouldn't be penalized for finishing something quick, and finishing it with quality. So by the hour, we kind of stay away from that because we like to reward ourselves if we get the job done quick. And, if the job takes longer, then the loss is on us. But we should be rewarded, if we finish something in a good amount of time.
Exactly. And we do prioritize ourselves. Like our clients, when it comes to like these contracts that need to like move fast and move quick, we do prioritize. We do prioritize our clients and move fast regardless of the price, regardless of how much you pay. Like we treat everyone equally. Let me see. If you could have any new skill set instantly, what would it be and why?
So right as we were starting this podcast, I was doing a little bit of singing into the microphone, and I think that's probably the avenue I'd go down. Something like playing instruments or being able to sing like a star. I really can't keep a beat, and that's what's tough. So even when I try to play like instruments or the drums, my mind is just always bouncing. I can't keep a consistent beat. So something along the lines of music. I appreciate music a lot, and I think it's half the reason because I'm not good at producing music.
For sure.
But I mean, I freestyled here and there.
Any specific person you would emulate?
Oh, that'd be a tough one. I don't know. I'm a big Adele fan. The way that she gives you goosebumps when she sings is awesome. And if I could give somebody that feeling, man, that'd be awesome.
If you bust out a tune from Adele in the office, I promise everyone watching, I will get stories going.
No, I don't. I wouldn't do that. But what's that guy's name? Khalid or Khaled or something like that?
DJ Khaled?
No, the other guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He was singing the other day. I was watching a video of him, and he just had a real soft voice. It was cool.
Yeah, I have a similar aspiration. Like, I can't sing. I'm not musically inclined. Like, I used to play bass guitar, but it was more based on the numbers. Like, I would look at those tabs where it's like you download the guitar tabs and it's like 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3.
Yeah.
And even still, I would memorize the tabs. I was never musically inclined. I have almost no taste in music. But if I could sing, I would love to sound like Brandon Flowers from The Killers. He's the lead singer of The Killers. The dude has just such a beautiful voice. And I'm like, I just wish I could sing like him. And that would be it.
I think singing is more about the feeling you get when somebody's singing. And you can almost tie that into video, like the feeling somebody gets after they watch, a video, a company video, like a story video. Mm-hmm. So the words, the script just brings you along. All the video paints the picture, and it's like the feeling you get about that company afterwards. And it's like the way somebody could sing and make you feel. I think it's more about the feeling,
Yeah.
That's what I don't know. That's what
it's
I
emotional.
like to give off.
It's emotional.
Yeah, right?
The Diana Ross of videography.
Yeah.
Let me see. All right. We are going to jump into a lot of questions about your mustache. You knew this was coming.
Yeah,
There's
totally.
no ifs, ands, or buts. I was curious if we were going to have over or under 50% of the questions about that fantastic cookie duster. And so we're going to jump into those and see what people got. So, from our buddy Rich Christakis, who just joined in the chat. Thank you, Rich, for joining us. Do you own a pipe and cool jacket?
I own a couple jackets. The jackets are definitely some of the main points of my wardrobe. Mm-hmm. And then you just kind of change things around that. But Pipes, not really the pipe that he was thinking about, like the really big,
The Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, no, I don't have one of those. But
You came in with a killer blazer today, right?
yeah, that'd be cool to get for like a Halloween costume and maybe run around with that. But I don't know, the mustache questions, they come all the time. Every time I meet somebody, they're just dying to chat about my mustache.
I will say this. There is no better sales technique in the world we have found than to send you into a crowd of people and let you bring them back. Because the minute you walk into a crowd of people, everyone's just like, I've got to know the story. And you always end up like walking back to John and I with this like crowd of people or whatever, being like, hey, this is Brian, this is Tom, this is Susie, or whatever. And they're all curious about the mustache, but somehow they all end up as clients. Like,
yeah, it's a good opener, but I like to say a lot has to do with the hat I'm wearing. So a lot of hats are like more dominant and people won't say anything to me. And then some hats that I wear, there's tons of people coming in and asking me questions and saying hello and introducing myself,
Gotcha.
So there's like friendly hats, and then there's like hats where I wear that nobody says anything to me. So it's pretty funny.
I do love the hat game. Your hat game it's solid.
17 hats and
I've never seen the same one twice. You feature them a lot on your Instagram, don't you? You make you do a lot of like leatherworking and stuff too, right?
Yeah, that's fun. I'm trying to move towards that direction. Well, not move towards it, but just do something like just get away from the computer a little bit and just do something with my hands. So
it's a little more cathartic.
Well, yeah, I like building. Like I built I built most of the desks.
Can confirm.
Yeah,
can confirm. Jono is a fantastic woodworker. As I work at my standing desk. Like it was insane watching the standing desk you put together. Like it came in like Legos, and it's just not like a regular standing desk. Like this is like cedar and aspen. Like this is like something that you should easily charge a couple grand for.
Yeah, it was a good table. I like the way it finished. But yeah, I've always been good at like sewing, ceramics, all that throughout middle school. I'm really good at building with my hands, and I enjoy that stuff. So that's kind of where the leather came into play.
We have a question coming from the chat. So what kind of regime does that fantastic mustache require? When you wake up in the morning, is it all messed up or is it always perfect?
So that's a great question because I've had my mustache for about 3 years and I'm figuring it out every day. Seriously, it's crazy. You could do something different. You could sleep different, but I sleep on my back. So when I wake up in the morning, my mustache really doesn't move much. If it still looks good, I'll wash my face and I'll take a bath. And I'll rock the same mustache for another day. Before, I was taking a shower every morning, and I'd have to recurl it again and again and again. And the problem is, once you recurl it and you leave the house, it could run free. So once it's locked up, and 24 hours later, it stays locked up. So I don't know. I used to take showers, and I would lay on my bed and wait like 20 minutes for the humidity to come out. A tip is I can't curl my mustache in the same room that I showered in because the humidity in the air.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
that's interesting.
Yeah, so I have to curl my mustache in my bedroom. So now I got a blow dryer. I blow dry it, and I could get it curled in about 5 to 10 minutes now. So I got it down.
Now tell us the story. This is not in the questions. This is a question for me. Tell us the story about. I saw a picture on your Instagram. You were at like an event, like a championship event. You won a medal for it.
Yeah. So I was just like going around with a mustache, like usual,
just like any other guy.
Follows me around, and yeah, a lot of people were mentioning that I should do competitions. I've heard it again and again and again, and I was having a really hard time finding any competitions. Yeah. So the first one that I found was the National Beard and Mustache Competition, and it was hosted in Richmond, Virginia. So I said, okay, this is the first competition I found. I'm just going to go for it. Well, I ended up driving to Richmond. I went there, got a place on my own. Woke up in the morning, not really know what's going on. Well, the competition had 800 competitors there. So It was a national competition. So every other year is nationals, and then the year between that is worlds. So the world and the nationals. So nationals was at Richmond. And I competed in an imperial mustache. They like to put an O. They don't like to say mustache.
All right, I'll refer to it as a mustache from now on.
Yeah.
We want to keep the community happy.
That's awesome. So yeah, I went to it. There was about 9 people in my category. A lot of people compete in the beards. That's a big part of the community. And I ended up getting second place. And I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome.
Second place at nationals.
Yeah. So after I got off stage, like people came up to me. He's like, "Hey, like I know you're new to the community, but like this is a pretty big deal that you placed. Like don't think like you just like came up here and won this. That like you have a good mustache.
That's
like
sick.
Yeah. So that was awesome. So yeah, I did that, and that was my first one. I went to a second one because at the national event, I met another Jono. And he ended up becoming my really good friend. He's with the Cincinnati Beard Barons, and he invited me to his competition in Cincinnati.
So there's like pro level teams for this.
There's regional clubs.
Gotcha.
And all the clubs do it for nonprofits. So everything's for charity. All these mustache groups. I'm trying to start one in Northwest Indiana. I'm really thinking about it, trying to lay it out. But
so if you are watching and know anyone with a fantastic mustache,
send them my way.
Yeah, or have one yourself, come Jono's way. Very easy to find. And let's get that going.
Yeah.
We will host it here in the True Mountain office.
Yeah, so what it would be is like a monthly gathering with a bunch of people with beards and mustaches, and we just do something for, a charity once a month. And then you can go to nationals and compete as for your club. So
no kidding.
When you get on stage, they go, what's your name and what club are you representing? And when I was at nationals, I was like, I'm Jono, and I just came here by myself. I didn't know like what to say, so everybody put their eyes on me. I got to the front of the stage, did a backflip in front of everybody, and yeah.
This is funny.
Came home with some medal.
You didn't F up that backflip.
Yeah.
Let me see here. We are rolling on to officially question number 5. Unofficially question number 26. But officially, Jono, how strong is your mustache game?
How strong is it?
How strong is your mustache game? That's not a fair question. Come on.
I don't know.
Second at nationals. That's how we answered it.
Yep. Award winning. We'll take that.
Award winning. Let me see here. Is the mustache so big because it's full of secrets?
Yeah, I know who asked this question. They really wanted this question. Is it full of secrets? There's a bunch of secrets on how I do it and the products that I use. I haven't really put those out there. A lot of people share how they do it, but I'm trying to formulate my own method of doing it. But I don't know. Is there secrets? I don't know. I kept shaving and I'd break out on my lip because, with my razor.
Oh, yeah.
And I just got sick of it. So instead of cutting it all the time, I just rode the wave and let it grow, That's kind of where it all started. It was bad aftershave.
We're going to get and the next question actually addresses that because I was curious about like products and stuff. I'm very, very particular like the hair products that I use. So what's question number 7 here is what miracle concoction do you use to keep your mustache so full and vibrant?
So there's actually 2. There's a product that I use for the middle, and then there's a product that I use just for the end.
So 2 products.
Yeah, 2 products. So the middle is like a balm, and then the end is a wax. So that kind of keeps the middle bushy and the outside nice tight together.
Nice and tight. Are you married to a brand?
No, I wouldn't say a specific brand. I would love to white label the brand that I like to use and maybe come out with like a Wild Man wax or something like that. But we'll see.
So until then, you're open to sponsorships.
Yeah, it's totally an off brand. I got approached by somebody actually at nationals.
Nice.
After I did a backflip on stage, they're like, "Hey, we want you to represent our brand." And I didn't see that one coming. That was like, whoa. And another guy who had a great beard, he's like a really well-known guy. He went to a fashion show for Mercedes-Benz in Guatemala to be like on the runway just because of his beard and his mustache.
Wow.
So sponsorship actually goes really far.
That's crazy.
It's like a great marketing piece.
Yeah.
Throw a logo on my chest and tell me to go walk around.
You do have your own brand with your own brand page. So
that
it's
I stamp.
Wildman Jono.
Yeah, Wildman brand.
Brand
is a brand. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So it's fun. My wallet's stamped with it. I stamp things every now and again. I'll buy like wood cutting boards and just stamp them just because.
They're an online store coming. Is there a way I can buy a skinny wallet stamped with the Wildman?
I'd say there's a lot in development. I don't know like when I really want to push it out there. I don't know. It's just something for fun at the moment. True Mountain's the focus.
Maybe if we get enough excitement in the comments, enough people reaching out, maybe we'll see if we can push you farther to monetize that brand a little bit.
There might be a good hype, but True Mountain is the main focus right now.
Let me see here. So we covered concoction. We're rolling on question number 8 right now. Do you have a lazy side to your mustache? I know that if I sleep on the same side, my hair tends to lay different.
Yes, I do have a lazy side. And the lazy side doesn't matter what side I sleep on. It's actually which side I curl with my dominant hand. So
that's interesting.
My right hand's very good at curling because it's my right hand, but my left hand isn't as good. So my left side would be my lazy side, but it's because my right hand's dominant. So that's kind of how I get a lazy side.
Can you like do it reverse? Can you curl the side and then like just
It doesn't really matter like what side I curl first.
Okay.
Because like if I go to like touch this, then I'm like pulling this way. My left hand never touches my right side of my mustache.
Gotcha. That's what I was
But my
curious
right
about.
hand touches the left side.
Gotcha. Okay.
So because my right hand's, how
you ever
I do
practice
it.
trying to become like ambidextrous? Like
I
right with your
try
left
to
hand?
do it the same exact way. I do. I look in the mirror. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move my fingers the exact same time. A good tip is for people with mustaches, if there's anybody out there, instead of like trying to curl it forward, a lot of people do. It's about cranking it backwards, almost like you're riding a dirt bike. So it's just, twisting.
I can dig it. That
fun.
makes sense. I have tried so many times to grow out like a mustache or everything because there's that like too close to shore period, right? Where you have to grow the full beard and then shave it down to a mustache. Otherwise, you can't go within certain feet of a school, So like I've tried so many times, but I can't grow the beard because at any certain point like it becomes like so itchy and so awful, and so I just like I give up. And plus I like having like the clean shaven not clean shaven, the Abercrombie beard look, but I did try. There are pictures of me on Facebook like the year that I tried to rock the mustache. Like I went not just November, but I carried this thing into like late January before one day I was finally like enough. Like it's got to go.
There's nothing more that I love than when somebody sends me a picture of them like with their little stash before they shave it, or if they have a beard and a mustache and they'll shave their beard and just send a snap of me before they shave the mustache. I mean, I love getting that stuff. It's a community.
I just wanted to look like Tom Selleck. Like that was my goal. Like I was going to make this thing just this magnificent Tom Selleck style mustache. And like I said, I got about 3 months into it and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like
tough.
I can't. And I have very coarse hair and my wife was not a fan of this mustache. Let me see. So we're gonna pull away from the mustache questions. We've covered that pretty thoroughly. We know you have a pretty extreme love for Colorado. Like Colorado is your spot.
Yeah.
When are you going there next?
My family's actually all going there for Christmas. My
Nice.
mom, my dad, my sisters, and my nephew. We're all celebrating Christmas in Colorado. So I really couldn't be happier.
And you were just there not too long ago.
Thanksgiving.
And you got stuck there.
Yeah, I got stuck. That was the weirdest feeling ever. I just explained it to somebody last night on how I was trying to go home and I kept getting pulled back, and it was a feeling I don't know.
Colorado trying to tell you something, man.
Yeah,
Why are you leaving?
There's a couple times when I get to Colorado and I just start driving in the mountains and I'll honestly start crying of happiness because I know like I belong there. And a lot of people say, well, you're fortunate because you know where your happiness is and where you want to be. A lot of people don't find that.
Right.
But I know my heart's in the West.
I don't know if I've ever found a place yet where I cried. I was so happy to be there. It was close in Santa Cruz, California, when I would go out there for a previous job. And every time I drove through there, like you drive up into the Redwood Mountains and you're like, man, this is perfect. Like this is perfection. Or you're on the beach,
I say my body's here, but my heart's in the mountains.
Hearts in Texas, Colorado. Let me see. There was another question here about Colorado. So where I'm going to skip ahead from question 9, which we're on right now, to question 15. When are you getting an additional pad in Colorado? Now, you have a car out there now.
Yeah, I have a car at the airport. So,
Gotcha. Nickname Black Bear?
Yeah, Black Bear. The car that I've grew up driving. It was my cousin's old car. I got in high school when I was 16. I was driving all my friends around because I was the one who got his license first. I've driven it to Black Bear to Florida twice. I've driven Black Bear to New York, Michigan, Wisconsin, all over. And it's just, I have so many memories in that car. So
it's a Subaru too, right?
No, it's a Nissan Xterra.
Nissan Xterra?
Yeah, and it sits out in Colorado with just snow tires, so it's ready to have fun.
Gotcha.
It's about 10 miles from the airport at this guy's farm, in a gated farm. It's a good farmer. I met him. he lets me keep my car there. It's great.
That's awesome.
So the second I land in Colorado, I get in that car and just all those memories come back. It's like the greatest feeling in the world. It's like priceless. It really is. That car is priceless to me. So I kind of use it out there as a tool because I've driven to Colorado a bunch from Chicago, but the time that you waste just in Nebraska, and it's just...
I have family in Omaha. I can respect that drive.
No more wasting time. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just fly to Denver and just jump in my car and run. My sister lives out there, so that's cool. So my first pad, we'll say, is probably going to be a big family split, getting something for my sister to live out there. I think that'll probably be the first place I'll get, but it'll be for my sister initially. So we'll see when that time comes.
Sure. Let me see. So we're going into question number 10. Do you put your pants on left leg first or right leg first?
So this is a great question. It really is.
Of all the questions, this is the one.
It is, because
this defines you as a man and human.
Yes. So when you're snowboarding, what you do is you stand forward and somebody pushes your back. So you see which foot you put forward first to know if you ride regular or goofy.
Okay.
So if you push me, I'll put my right foot forward. So I put my right foot in my pants first.
Same.
But on a snowboard, I ride regular, and that's left foot forward. So when I skimboard and I surf, it's goofy actually with my right foot forward, but all my other board sports is left foot. I don't know why. I kind of know why, but it gets a little more technical. Because when you're riding in powder, I ride on my back foot, my right foot. And so I'm right foot heavy. And when you surf and you skimboard, you need more weight at the front of your board. And I'm used to having weight on my right foot. So when I ride goofy, I don't know.
I'm learning so much right now.
If you ride snowboards or boards, like, this is a really technical question, but most people I think might follow it, but it's a tough question.
We grew up snowboarding a lot. I grew up in upstate New York, and up there, like, crazy amounts of snow, Colorado levels of snow. And so we grew up snowboarding a lot. And I remember, like, I would always, like, steer with, like, my back, or, like, power with, like, my back foot, and then, like, you steer a little bit with your front. But my right foot was always in back.
Yep.
Yeah, but I haven't been surfing, so I can't tell you if that's...
So surfing, you got to be forward.
Gotcha.
You have to lean really far forward, and it's hard for me to put weight on my left leg, not just mentally, not physically. So when I switch it up, it's easy for me to lean and ride and switch.
Question coming in from the comments. Where and how did you get such a spontaneous and wild man personality, and does that play a positive role in the company?
Oh, shoot.
Does play a positive role in the company. I'll answer that.
I don't even know. I've just been so wild my whole life. I've just always been outgoing, just starting conversations with anybody, even before I had a mustache. I don't know. I love the color orange. If you read things about people who like orange, they're like these outgoing people. It's just something that I've worked with.
Very energetic color.
Yeah, I think I'm really different, but like I've embraced being different. I've never really been, one with the crowd. I'm always doing something different and pursuing my own interests, not the interest of the crowd or, what you should like. And I don't know. It's always been I've always been a little different and out there, and I can't help it, but it works for me.
It brings life, though, to the company.
Yeah.
Just from being here, I've been in the office for about a month now, And for me, like, I've always thought of myself as, like, I have that explosive, like, outgoing personality.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
I like being energetic and just, like sprinting into a room at maximum speed or whatever. And you match that energy, but in a different way. Like, the wild man thing is real because you're just always excited about everything. But from, like, a different perspective than why I'm excited about it, which just has John probably just wanting to, like, hit us with roll of newspapers all the time. But, and same for Rich, too. But everyone has such, like, a very, like, extroverted personality in the office, but it's all firing from different directions.
Yeah, I like.
And the wild man's a core of that.
I like to say socially accepted wild man. So when people hear wild man, they're like, "Oh, this guy is crazy." But I just bring good energy, and sometimes, like, I'll go up to somebody random and start talking to them, like, they're my good friend, and they're just like, "Wait, who is this random person?" But if you knew who I was, you would understand. Like, I'm just gonna go up to you and start talking to you like a friend, Some strangers are just like, "Whoa, who are you?" It's like, I'm a nice guy, man. It's funny.
Awesome. It is. It does make, like I said, it makes events funny because, like, as an opener, like, it's good to have you in the pocket, like, ready to go.
Yeah.
So we got another question from comments here coming from Kyle. I'm going to answer this one real quick. So how do you guys do a podcast like this? What program do you just need 2 mics?
Take it away.
So, Kyle, what we use, this whole podcast is essentially run off of this laptop right here, which has a great processor in it, which is why this runs so smooth. So we use a system called OBS. O-B as in boy, S as in Sam. It's the same that a lot of like streamers use for like Twitch and Facebook gaming. So, these are just Yeti mics. You can get them super cheap. They are not Yeti snowballs, but they are just straight Yeti. One's a blackout, one's not. USB plugs in right here, and it runs directly into OBS. OBS recognizes them, and then you go to Facebook and you tap the live button, like you're looking to go live. For us, it's on a page. As soon as you go live, you are given a stream key, and you take that stream key, pop it into OBS. So OBS recognizes the 2 of them. Then you tap go live. It pops up a screen for you to name your stream and get all excited. And then you just hit go live. As soon as you hit go live on the Facebook one that they give you, then this thing is live and ready to go. We don't do your next question. How do you mock the audio up and whatnot? You can do that through OBS. OBS, you can adjust it. It allows you to test. It'll record a video basically to your computer. And so once you're inside your computer, you can kind of like test the audio levels and see, and adjust them up and down, whether you're like me and tend to like eat the mic a little bit, or if you're like Jono and our previous guest, Rich, who tend to sit back a little bit. So I hope that answers your questions. If you want, feel free to reach out to us, shoot us a DM, and I'll explain it even further. John is the awesome guy you're going to want to talk to about that. I know the basics of getting started. John's kind of like your superhero when it comes to that. So reach out to us, shoot us a DM if you want to know more, and we will rock and roll from there, my man. So let me see here. Let's go. Awesome question, by the way, though.
That is.
So we are going into question number 11 of 21. So a little more. We're gonna rock some of these out.
Good pace.
We're at a great pace, man. People are loving it, and I definitely appreciate all the comments that we're getting today in the feed. So
that's awesome.
And extra shout out to John, who's kind of keeping the questions going with me, which is why I'm shouting out what question number we're on. So that he can kind of drop in the comments. You guys can and kind of bookmark this.
I mean,
John
honestly, John
man.
can multitask to a whole new level, and it's just incredible to watch. Like
it's incredible. It kind of scares me
I
a little bit.
actually enjoy watching.
Yeah, he's
building a website on one screen. He's got the stream on the other. I seriously can watch John just build websites.
And I wouldn't doubt it if he's on a phone call while this is going on.
Yeah, right.
Like it's a reason we all formed a company with him is we all just decided to latch onto this guy and let him make us money.
It's good energy.
It's great energy. So let me see here. Boom, boom, boom. We are going into question number 11 right now. What's your favorite beverage?
Well, growing up, it was always Yoo-Hoos or Yahoos or Yoo-Hoos, the chocolate drink, not the chocolate milk, like the yellow bottles.
Yeah.
My favorite beverage, wow. This is not sponsored, but Smoothie King Angel Food smoothies. Those are awesome.
I was never going to expect that.
Yeah, I love
because
Angel
we have
Food
a lot
smoothies.
of whiskey in the office. We have a keg out back, like a kegerator. You went with the Angel Food. I've never seen you drink one. I'm calling BS live.
I've drank a lot of those in my time. A lot of those in my time.
Smoothie King Angel Food Cake Smoothie.
I could drink. Well, I like it because it's like, you're eating, drinking, vitamins, whatever.
Yeah.
But I can nail out like an extra large smoothie in about 10 minutes. I love those.
Nice. After this, we're getting Smoothie King.
Yeah.
Let me see here. So we are rolling on to question number 12. What is the most challenging golf course? You're a big golfer.
Oh, yeah.
You love golf. I have never been around somebody. I take that back. I shout out to a friend, Danny Saliga, who is good enough to be on the PGA. But aside from that, I am not a good golfer, but I love to try. You are a phenomenal golfer. What is the most challenging course you have ever played? Have you ever had a hole in one? What clubs do you swing with? And when are we going golfing? You can find
Josh.
Yes.
Josh, I love the questions. I really do appreciate all the questions.
I was going to shout out that was Josh.
Yeah, that was awesome. So this is a tough question. So I've caddied for like 5 years throughout high school and 1 year in college. At Olympia Fields is where I started, and then I went to Bay Hill down in Orlando, which is Arnold Palmer's golf course, which was pretty tough course.
Drinking a lot of tea and lemonade down there?
Yeah, right? Put some vodka in there. It's a John Daly. But, yeah, I've played that course, and Bay Hill was tough. It's very long. There's water everywhere. Gosh, that is such a tough course. But the hardest course I think I've played is Rich Harvest Farms in it's in Illinois. Where is it at?
I've never heard of it.
Rich Harvest Farms. It's an awesome course. The Solheim Cup was there. It's a lot of money to go out there, but I was fortunate enough to play that about 3 times, and that course whooped me. But it was so beautiful. The bunkers were so deep. So, if you missed the green, it was going to be a tough up and down. But
yeah.
I remember on hole 1, I missed the green and I chipped in, and everybody's like, who is this guy? I just saved this great par. I actually might have made a birdie. And then the rest of the round was just whooping. It was a whooping. But Colorado course, I played there, the front 9. First time playing in Colorado, I shot even on the front 9, and the back 9 was this windy back 9, something that I've never played in my life. And that was like, fighting a bull. But I don't know. Those are some hard courses I've played.
I think for me, I am such a bad golfer. Next year we'll play together a lot because
so.
I played once this last year because I was just focused on other stuff. But my goal in life, I just want one day where I shoot less than 100 on any course. I normally shoot in the 100 to 110. It's an average spot for me. I've only been golfing though for 2 or 3 years now.
So my high school tournaments, I was not the best. I would golf 45, 35, shoot 80, and I was like, wow, I can't hold it together for the first 9.
20 better than me.
Yeah, but I've had some tournaments where I totally shit the bed and not really done that well. But as for clubs, I've been using the same irons, so Ping I-15s. Those are my irons, but I try to upgrade at least one thing every year. So, one year I'm going to get a new driver. Next year I might get new wedges. The next year I might get new fairway woods. The next year I might get a new putter. I always choose one thing. So I have an M1 driver, Titleist woods. I think they're 915s, Vokey wedges, and Scotty Cameron putter. So I've had that for 10 years. I've had my putter and my irons for 10 years, so we'll see what gets upgraded next slowly.
I'm trying to think what I have. So I have Adams irons and woods, and then I think they're Adams Spectre or something. So I use Adams for all that. I was blessed with these. I'll tell you a story in a second. But driver is a Titleist driver, super flexible. Because I can gain so much power in the backswing that it'll basically snap like a really, really fresh branch or whatever. And my drive, I never have a problem with the drive. It's what happens after the ball lands. I just pray I can get as close to the green as possible. And for a long time, my buddy and I just used to go out on the course and take 3 clubs with us. And it was
that's fun.
It was, you would take your driver, a 5-iron and a putter, and that's it. And you had to make the whole course work with that. And that's how I kind of learned. And even to this day, I still use those and maybe bring in the pitching wedge. Yeah.
That's cool.
And then my putter, I think I should have a Wilson putter or something. I was blessed with these clubs. I was using my father-in-law's for everything while I was learning. And he was getting mad because he was in a league. And so I had to keep we had to keep trading back and forth clubs. I didn't want to spend a ton of money if I wasn't going to use these clubs. Yeah. So then we found out Caitlin, my wife's uncle, had passed away many years ago. He passed away about 10 years ago. And in his storage locker, they found he had just got this brand new set of Adams clubs. Brand new. He'd used them just a couple times. Brand new grips on them. Gorgeous set of clubs. And Caitlin's aunt blessed me with them to the slight dismay of my father-in-law, I believe, because they were brand new set of clubs. But
right?
She blessed me with these clubs, and I don't even know if I could buy a new club. I feel so bad about buying something else when this was given to me. And he was a great golfer. It was given to me essentially by his ghost. So I can't wait to play next year. I love golf, dude. I love what type of ball? Do you use any specific ball? Are you loyal to anyone? I've always used Nike Mojos. They don't make them anymore. But
the B330s are a great ball by Bridgestone.
Yeah.
The Pro V1s, I just feel so confident with them. I don't know why. So it's tough because the more you get into golf, you start realizing which balls are flying farther. Based on which golf ball I choose is how far the ball is going to go. So some balls fly a lot farther and some don't. So I don't know. It all depends on the day, the wind. I don't know.
I'm so bad that they all feel the same to me.
Yeah, I know. It took a while to really start feeling the ball, but
Let me see here. Question coming in from the comments. Have you always been super creative when it comes to art, or was it something that came after high school?
Yeah, I've always been so creative all throughout elementary school, middle school, all those classes. Shout out to school for always making you kind of go into all these electives.
Sure.
Because you really start finding,
Sucked at art too.
I killed art. I was the best. I don't want to say I was the best, but I was very, very good.
If art were a competition, Jono was number one.
Well, I got A's in every art class. I mean, I don't know if that's, saying anything because I don't know how hard the art teachers grade, but I've just been killing it at art. I don't know. I love it.
It speaks a lot to your videography and your photography too. Like everything has like a taste to it.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, I remember I found a painting from, I think like 2002. So I think I was like 7 years old, and it's these painting of flowers that are perfectly shaded, and I'm just like, wow, I'm happy I wrote the date on this, Like that's where I kind of started. I don't know. I've just always been crafty and creative, and I just love it. So I'm trying to find more outlets for that. So, if somebody's like, hey, I'm going to a painting thing, want to come with? I'd probably say yes. So keep that in mind.
Gonna go to board and brush. Gonna have some board and brushes.
I'd do it. That'd be fun.
I'd be down too. Let me see. What is your professional take on the brand lifestyle real estate? Coming from our friend Andrew.
So this is a great question.
Andrew.
Yeah, Josh and Andrew. Josh, got to golf in Colorado sometime. I was thinking about that the whole time. But so we just talked about this yesterday, actually, about realtors and branding and marketing and running ads and all that stuff. So, you work with one realtor. She does really well, but you've built a brand of who she wants to be, who she wants to be known as,
right,
and the people that she wants to hit. And she's getting really successful leads because she's built a brand. And some realtors, they're just like, hey, I'll sell your home. And it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, building a brand, it's a brand. You guys are building a brand, and that's what it's about. You guys are like, hey, join our lifestyle, join our family, join our culture. So that can go so much further because you are like the girl realtor that you're helping out, who has a brand. You guys are building a brand, and that's what it's about.
Do not be scared to get some personal branding courses in. We offer one.
Build brands, and it's a
yourself.
brand. It's great. Any brand, I don't want to say any brand's a good brand, but just in the real estate world, having a brand and building a brand just gives you such a competitive edge compared to the other 500 realtors who are just trying to sell your home.
There's more than that. I think last I checked, there was something like 3,200 realtors in Northwest Indiana, and only like 30 homes going on the market per day or something. Josh, if you're watching and Andrew would know a lot better than that, I might be speaking numbers out of my ass. I think that's what I saw. But there's fierce competition if you're a realtor, and it comes from people who have like made this their career and are awesome at it, just truly phenomenal. I'm thinking of like Alex Nicola,
he's a brand. He's a brand,
and he kills it. He does such a good job, like posting everywhere and being aggressive, but being friendly, super friendly.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm the friendly young guy. You want me to help you, get a home,
Exactly.
And so it's about a brand. That's what's going to make you stand out from all these other people. And yeah, I like it. Lifestyle's cool. It's a brand. And I respect branding. We're a marketing company. If you want to talk numbers with me about how this company is going to be successful and all this stuff, my main answer is a brand. You got a brand. Branding is everything. So.
Faux shout. Let me see. Question in the comments. How long has the stash been growing? We did not cover that.
3 years.
3 years. I did see a photo. You do have a photo on Facebook of you without a mustache. Don't even recognize the person.
So, yeah, funny story. I'll just tell you about the last time I shaved. My friends were going to California for their sister softball tournament. They're like, hey, Jono, if you want to go, feel free to join us. I'm like, cool. When are you guys flying out? And they're like, 5 a.m., Friday morning. I was like, all right, sounds good. I'll see you there. Didn't talk to them for about 2 months. Friday morning, 5 a.m., guess who's at the terminal waiting for him? Jono. I'm like, all right, guys, you said you'd bring me with. I'm right here. So I went to California with the McDermott family. Great people.
That's actually who asked the question. Jonathan McDermott. How long's the stash been growing?
Yeah. The stash has been growing since the California trip, to be honest. And I had a little stash out there, and I was getting this crazy tan because we were in California. The first time I was in California, I'm so thankful that I broke that and went out there. But I had a mustache, and my mom texted me. She owns a boutique store, Eco Chic Boutique.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, can you escort some models during a fashion show and like walk them down the aisle and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah, but I got this mustache I'm rocking in California right now, and I'm getting this crazy tan. So I was like, I got to shave my mustache to even out the tan. So when I shave, I don't have like a white spot above my lip. And we were in the hotel room with a bunch of softball players. Nobody had like a razor, so I got a one blade razor from the counter to shave my mustache off. And I didn't. For some reason, I used Nair and a one blade razor to shave my mustache.
That sounds horrific.
It was the worst experience of my life. The next day, I was in the sun, and my neck and my face was all splotchy and just totally irritated. And that was the last time I shaved. So I think I was scarred for life, and that was about 3 years ago.
Another question coming in from the comments. We have answered this one already, but I'm excited to bring it up again. How strong is your mustache game?
How strong is it? I don't know.
10 out of 10.
How much
recommend to
can
friends.
can it lift? How strong is it? I got second at nationals, so I got a second in the nation, pretty much.
Second best mustache
for
in existence.
Imperial
For
mustache.
Imperial.
But
mustache.
I do want to make a statement. That is because I don't have a beard. There are people that compete with mustaches and beards that have killer mustaches.
You showed us one just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, if they shaved their beards, they might beat me out. But I just rock a mustache, and that's the category I'm in. So
Gotcha. Let me see right here. So we are rolling on to question number
Strong.
14 real quick. Describe your work-life balance.
Oh, gosh.
Do you have a work-life balance?
No. It's something I'm struggling to find like every day, honestly. Because, Colorado has all these activities, and it's such a place where it's like work hard, play harder. The mountains are an hour away. There's this awesome hike 20 minutes away. But here in Indiana, it's like, what do you want to do? And I'm just like, there's not really somewhere to feed these activities that I want to do. So I'm trying to do a little bit more yoga. I'm doing yoga every Saturday. That's great. I try to do a lot of stretching and handstands, like maybe after I get home from work. But in Indiana, all I know here is work, and that's all I want to do to, build my dream and move west. So in Indiana, there's not too much work-life balance, to be honest with you. I would like to do rock climbing more, maybe, get into a fitness class or do something like that. But, I have an indo board in my living room. I usually do squats on when I wake up in the morning. I'll do some stretches like with the bands and fun stuff like that. But there's no work-life balance right now. It's just all on True Mountain because we are doing something huge. I like to say a lot of part about a business has to be with vision and focus. I think I see a lot of the vision of what it can be, and people, are realizing that. And I would like to say a lot of the focus has to come with John. But a lot of these big vision pictures that I see, I tell John about them and we talk about them, and he starts putting the focus towards them and gets the ball moving. But it's vision and focus. And right now, we're thinking big and just thinking about True Mountain. Bringing you on with social, we're about to disrupt.
It's already started.
It's already started.
Some of the stuff that's been coming in the door.
Yeah, but we're disrupting, and we're just totally bringing a whole new level to the game. So I don't know. It's great. I love True Mountain.
We do have a couple questions coming in through the comments. I'm going to finish the ones on my phone so I can set this down.
Okay.
And we're going to see if we can wrap this whole thing together in the next 12 minutes or so. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, go-to karaoke song? Well, I've only done karaoke once, and it was in
Barbur
South Carolina. It was in South Carolina with both my sisters, and I was like, oh, man. I will sing with anybody. I'll sing at a dinner table. I will sing in front of anybody. I'm pretty open about that. And it was Build Me Up Buttercup. That's what I sang with.
Oh, awesome song.
That's
Good
what I
choice.
sang with my sisters. I used to sing it with my good friends, 6th grade in Kaler. We used to sit at the lunch table and sing Build Me Up Buttercup all the time. That is definitely my go-to song.
That's awesome. Scalability or profitability?
So scalability, is that even a word? That was a question. That was a question that me and my friends were talking about yesterday. but it could be a word. So scalability and profitability. Profitable, yeah, you want to be profitable, you want to make money, but scalability, yes, you can scale, but when you start scaling, are you still making as much money, you know? Because once you start scaling, you have overhead, you have, you know, all this stuff that you need to cover. So the more you scale, you actually might not be making as much. So if something's profitable, you know, you might like the level that it's at, but if you can scale and make more profit, go for it. But if you're scaling and your profitability kind of starts going down, it's like, you know, where is your happy medium? I do enjoy things that could scale. I think it's awesome, but you always got to be in the green. So
Right.
I'd definitely say profitability.
Profitability over
Yeah.
scalability.
Got to be profitable.
Would you, either or here, would you rather shave your mustache or sell Black Bear? For those just joining in, Black Bear is your car in Colorado that you leave there just at the airport.
I love.
That you truly love with all of your heart. Would you rather shave your mustache or sell Black Bear?
I thought about this. I'd probably sell Black Bear.
Really?
Yeah.
You could grow back your mustache. You
I've
couldn't
been
get buy Black Bear back.
That is right, but I think I'm so far down the road that I would be very
There's no turning back.
I'd be very uncomfortable without a mustache.
Yeah.
Because I would try to start these conversations where people are very open to me coming into a random conversation.
Yeah.
Without the mustache, they'd be like, who is this guy?
Exactly.
But then when I approach a conversation with the mustache, they're like, oh man, what is this guy
As
going to say?
your business partner, I'm advising you to never shave that mustache.
Yeah.
Let me see. Question number 20 of 21.
Nice.
Number 20, then we have one in the comments we're going to get to. What's your favorite brand of whiskey?
Ooh, that's a good one. I personally have done the Breckenridge
It's good.
whiskey tour
Yeah.
a bunch. I mean, when I go there, they know me now. When people come in town, I take them for the tour just because there's just something about Breckenridge. Well, whiskey. It's not really bourbon, but Breckenridge whiskey. It's awesome. So that might be the answer. Angel's Envy definitely has a really big spot in my heart. It's kind of like the whiskey me and John drank when we were coming up with the name True Mountain. And it's been around, but I love stouts and sours.
I think for me, I love Angel's Envy.
It's good.
I love Angel's Envy. Of all the whiskeys that I've had recently or whatever, and have tried of you guys, is like Angel's Envy. Like, I love that. There's like that the port wine finish.
Yeah.
They were also, because it was aged in port wine, so it's so just brutally smooth.
Yeah. Anything with ginger ale, whiskey, ginger. I mean, when you're mixing something with ginger ale, it's like, I don't even care what whiskey it is. It's just
Yeah.
a good combination.
Right. How can you tell if a photo is photoshopped or not?
That's a good question. There's a couple things to look at when it comes to if a photo is photoshopped. The first thing you could look at is the shadows. So if somebody places a photo in and the shadows aren't right, I mean, right away. The colors of the blues in the sky. One big thing we like to do is tint our blues to teals, darken them a little bit. And there's techniques to changing colors, but you know, when you see the grass isn't as green, you know, people like doing a color profile. So if you go to somebody's Instagram and the whole page looks the same, it's because they're killing all the yellows, they're killing all the reds, and they pull out these colors that don't even exist.
Right.
So I can see that right away, but I don't know. Everybody likes to, you know,
Everyone likes the Photoshop. We're
amp up a
photoshopping
photo
in
a
here
little
yesterday at
bit,
this time.
almost like turning tables, you know.
What is coming from the comments? This might be one of our last questions. Do we? There might be a couple more in here. Coming from the comments, what is the most dangerous activity or stunt that you have done?
Ooh, well, I've done a lot of crazy hikes with my snowboard on my back. A lot of people like to hike in the summertime. I just don't even know why you'd ever want to do that.
What?
Yeah, because you have to hike back down the mountain.
That's so much fun.
It sounds terrible. So you come with me in the wintertime when you're like barren to get breath. You're climbing up and you get to the top of the mountain and they're like, hey, this fresh line of powder that nobody hit, you get to ride down it. It's a reward.
Jono, there's only one thing that I like doing in the wintertime, and that is sitting in the house and counting the days until summertime.
Nice. Mine is hiking to the top of the mountain to snowboard down a
Snowboard
fresh
back
line. Because I'm short, so when I'm hiking down a mountain in the summer, like that hurts my knees and it's way too tolling. I wouldn't mind hiking up a mountain that has a road down it and longboarding all the way down. I'd love that. That'd be great. I do enjoy, the hike up, but the way down, it's just got to be with the snowboard. So the most dangerous thing I've done, I would like to say, is I've done some like 4-hour hikes that were pretty wild, and definitely like maybe some avalanche territories. Cross my fingers. Hopefully, the whole mountain doesn't break with me. And going through trees, at high levels. So I like to turn fast on a snowboard, and trees get dangerous. When you hit a tree, trees don't move. And
right.
I've gone through trees at as fast as I possibly can go. But I look at it like Cube Runner, when you're just like dodging all the cubes.
Yeah.
And my brain is just wired when I'm going through trees. And I'd have to say that is pretty dangerous, but I don't know. I like to do things. I like to dance on the edge with danger all the time, we'll say, and risk, but I don't do dumb, risky stuff. I've never broken a bone, and I've done such wild stuff. So done a lot of dangerous stuff, but I've stayed safe. So I don't do something just to get on Barstool, but I usually do something crazy and I land it, and people are like, "Oh, he landed. I wanted to see him get hurt." I'm like, "Sorry, guys." So that's usually how that goes.
How do you know? So we've got the last question, and then we will wrap this up. We are closing in on the 1 hour mark. How do you know when a designer is legit?
A designer?
How do you know when a designer is legit?
Well, first you have to look at their work, and there's a lot of pre-templated stuff that people can just download off the internet and then tweak it.
Yeah.
How do you know if a designer is legit? You can ask them for an edit and see if they're like, okay, I can do that, or they're like, get cold feet about you wanting to make edits. So like if you ask John to make a change, or you have some idea that you want to do, he's going to bring it to life. But a designer that's kind of pulling from templates and stuff like that, that's like their worst nightmare. They're like, no, please don't ask any changes, They usually just get a design and change out the text. I don't know. You could see their work. A lot of things to look at is if they do different gradients in their colors, different drop shadows. The font just isn't normal font. If they start bending it and twisting it different ways, for me, my eye can see it really well. If you have any questions about like marketing or any service you're going to go towards, feel free to reach out, and we'll send you in the best direction. If not, help you. I'm not saying come to me and I'm going to try to sell you, but like, it's scary out there. The marketing world, there's a lot of bad companies out there, and that's why we started True Mountain. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that I say want to fire us before hiring us because they've had these terrible experiences, and we're just trying to be the good guys. And it takes a while. Sometimes it takes you, going forward with an advertising budget and then be like, wow, thank you for all this money that you made me. I love you. You know what I mean? But, we're trying to give a good service out there. And like, even if you're like, hey, I want to build a website with this guy, let me know what you think about his work, and you're not building it with us, like, we'll give you the honest answer. You shouldn't have to be the expert on finding a good designer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you can't see what we can see. We are professionals. We've done this. I think John's probably got 50,000 hours like in designing and building sites and photography and stuff like that. He knows it best. Something technical comes by, I'm going to John White.
Sure.
He is he's the CEO of True Mountain because he makes good decisions on the fly. He has a clear head towards all these decisions. If you really have something technical question or even curious, you could come to me. But if it's out of, my wheelhouse, I'll go to John and he will give you the right answer. So a good designer from a bad designer, I don't know. You could just tell.
You can just tell.
Yeah.
Same thing for ad building. You can tell someone who knows their way around Ads Manager and someone who doesn't.
Yeah.
When it comes to ad building and results and stuff like that, you can tell pretty quick based on the results.
It's like you pay the people. They're like, oh, it's $500 for this monthly budget, and they're like, this is all we got. And you're like, you just wasted $500. You give Matt $500. It's like Matt's like, and you're like, hey, turn off the ads because you're getting me too much work and I can't handle this.
That's true. We do some damage with some.
So it's
small
like,
budgets and medium budgets.
So I want to say I'm not that good at running ads. That's why we brought Matt along.
True story.
If you gave me $500 to run on advertising, to run ads, it will go okay. If you gave it to Matt is like chopping it up and spending it the best way, optimizing everything. I mean, you just got to leave it to the professionals. So that's why we have so many people on our team, because we keep people in their lanes. We make sure the professionals are taking care of your work. And I don't know. I'm so confident with True Mountain right now. It's not even funny. Whatever you throw at us, we're going to have the right professional to talk to you about whatever subject it is. And if we don't have somebody in the office about it, we connect with other creators. Like, we will find the answer. So I don't know. I freaking love True Mountain.
Last question, very last question, because if you notice, this computer is not attached to battery power, and we've been going for 1 hour. My computer is about to die. So, how many 14ers have you climbed? What's a 14er?
Two 14ers, so 14,000 feet.
Dope.
Denver's at like right around a mile high, like 5,600. I've driven to the top of one with John White. That was ridiculous. We landed, drove to the top of one, got to the top, and we were all dizzy. It was a crazy experience. And then I hiked Mount Evans with my sister on her birthday. So for my sister's birthday, I flew out. I coordinated with my cousin and my uncle to fly out with me. We all met in Denver, jumped in Black Bear, went and saw my sister, and the next weekend we all hiked a 14er together for her birthday. So that's
ridiculous.
That was pretty cool. So I got two 14ers. I think I've hiked and snowboarded down some ones that are up there, like totally in like the 13,000s, but official 14ers, I've been to the top of two of them.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Dope.
That's that. And just to wrap things up, because I know things are getting wrapped up, I am totally open to messages on Facebook. Slide in my DMs. Send me an email. Whatever questions you have about anything, I really enjoy, answering people's questions about GoPro questions. I'm answering those about once a week. Just ask me questions. I went through my messages yesterday and saw all the ones that didn't come in because they're from like people that weren't my friends.
Yeah.
So they're in that certain category. And I went through and I responded to every single one. And there's nothing more that I love connecting with people. So please connect with me. And I don't know, you'll be like, wow, this guy's just answering questions as a good friend. So
always try to be open to answer these things. So.
Yeah, ask me camera questions, anything. And if I don't know the answer, I'll talk to John to find out the right answer, or I'll do some research for you to find the right answer. But we have good answers and the right answers, and we're just being truthful with everybody. It's awesome.
Yeah. So with that, folks, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone who joined us. If I did not get to your comment, it looks like I did get to everyone's. If I didn't, though, I am sincerely sorry. Send it to us, and we will answer it on the air next episode. Next episode, people will be interviewing this guy here about Facebook and working out and all that stuff like
Guy's
that.
a beast.
So with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us, for paying